Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the 18th of the Hebrew month of Teves, which is the Yortzeit, the anniversary of a very special man in the Torah outreach program. His name was Baruch Zev ben Naphtali, in English, Mr. Baruch Spivak. You see, Mr. Spivak was the inspiration that started this organization. I remember like it was yesterday, and it was almost 10 years ago that I was on my way to try to find some students in FIU, downtown Miami. And Mr. Spivak came from behind me, hit me in the back. I thought it was about to be mugged. I turned around very quickly thinking someone's about to mug me, and there's a little old man behind me. And he looks at me and he said, "I want to become a Baal Tshuva. I need your help." Which means I want to start becoming religious again. And he told me about all about his family history, that he was sent to live with his grandfather right before the Nazi advance. And he and his grandfather kept moving away from the war. As the war was getting closer, they kept moving further and further east, and they avoided the whole war. Right after the war ended, his grandfather passed away, and he got on one of the transports to Palestine, joined the Air Force, helped win the War of Independence. But after the war, came to America, learned to be a cab driver, made a tremendous amount of money being a cab driver in Manhattan, and used the money, got married, had children, and used the money to travel the world with his children. And he regrets it, because he said, "I didn't give my children a Jewish education. I forgot a lot of the way I was educated by my grandfather, who was my teacher and rabbi. And now I'm 80 years old, and I'm worried, what's next with my life? Help me." I invited to my house, it was right before Rosh Hashanah, I invited him to my house to stay with me, him and his son, for Rosh Hashanah. We then started learning together every week. And then a man named Saj Freiberg suggested that I open up an outreach organization for senior citizens. Because who's thinking about the senior citizens? Everybody's running after college kids and high school kids and young adults. But these senior citizens are Jews too. Interestingly enough, I told somebody this story, and he said, "You know, I have the wrong name for my program. It shouldn't be called Torah Outreach Program Top. It should be called the Forgotten Generation." Because that's what we're talking about. These people living in the assisted living facilities, the nursing homes, or many of them on their own, are cut off from the rest of the Jewish community, are rarely ever visited by their fellow Jews, are lonely, and are feeling very disconnected from their Judaism and from what they remember as children. I developed the program, and here we are, almost 10 years later. I've had people come to me, women who are over 100 years old, and say to me, "The only thing I knew about Judaism was I have to make gefilte fish before Pesach. That's it. Now I'm learning more than I've learned my entire life." I have men who are in their 70s who give up shaving with a razor so they can shave with a kosher shaver. I have a man who committed to not to smoke on Shabbos anymore. I have one man, Mordechai Newman, who was a cynical, had become very, very cynical because of Auschwitz and the Nazis. He grew up a Hasidic Jew, and when he came out of Auschwitz and he saw there was nothing left of his family except for him and his brother, he gave up everything. And towards the end of his life, he started wearing tzitzis, a yarmulke, putting on tefillin and davening every day and learning whatever he could. And the last day of his life, he came to a class that I gave in his home. He hadn't spoken in weeks after a minor stroke. After my class, his daughter said to him, "Papi, did you understand the rabbi?" And the first time he spoke in weeks, he said, "I understood every word the rabbi said." After dinner, his aide took him for a walk in his wheelchair, and he passed away. The last thing that man had done was study Torah as a committed Jew. So if you ask, what is TOP doing? We're changing people's lives at such a crucial, lonely time. We're giving people their Jewish life back. That's what we're doing. So now, what can you do? How can you help us? Torah Outreach Program is running a $100,000 sweepstakes. Chance to win $100,000 and 10 other wonderful prizes. But I'll be perfectly honest, very small chance. This is a very big sweepstakes. But the chance to help these people, guaranteed. That's what you'll be doing when you help our organization. So please, follow the link in the bottom of this video and be part of our organization. Thank you very much.